Alrighty. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Benjamin, and welcome back to another 2020 presidential election update. And, well, today we are looking at what my model says is going to happen as of right now. And, I mean, this doesn't look great for Republicans, but it's not that bad of a map. This is a winnable map for both parties, obviously for the Democrats. But this is certainly a winnable map for the Republicans because any state that's in the tilt category, I would say, is winnable for the other party. I want to make an exception for Georgia, but okay, in a market crash scenario, yeah, I could see it happening. Even with as polarized as we are now in American politics. But the reason why I wanted to do this is I actually haven't shown what the model says for a couple of weeks because, well, there were a few people who didn't like me just making my updates solely this and wanted to know what my opinion of the race was. I'm trying to be a lot less subjective in how I talk about the election and trying to take a more data-oriented approach. So creating a model is kind of my tool for helping me. And for the most part, I agree with my model, but I do have disagreements. I'm assuming that opening up is going to be a good thing and that it won't be as bad as people say, and I think it'll be better than people say it will. So, I want us to reopen, so. Yeah. Anyway, so that's why I personally have the race sitting in. I lean that. And remember, these are that this is a confidence prediction when I show the map. Actually, I do have that in the tilt now. Do have those there. If I remember correctly. Yeah, I think I tilt that and tilt North Carolina. And I think I have that set like that. If I remember the last one correctly, and I don't have anything changed as of yet. I'm actually pretty confident about the districts in Maine. But anyway, let's go back to what we're looking at with the model. Nebraska. Just as a little warning for those who may be new to the channel, and if you are new, a comment, and a subscription really does help, and I greatly appreciate it. The margins here are tilt is within 5% on my model, so if the margin is within 5%, I have it as a tilt. So, for example, Arizona here, where it's 48.07 to 48. By the way, I leave this is undecided in other parties, and Utah I'm dubious about. I think most of that's going to go Republican or just not at all. And this is way overstated, but for right now, treat expected share other as the undecideds. So that actually means that anything that isn't really safe could be feasibly competitive, or more accurately, any state within 5% and any state where both parties are under 50 should be competitive. But anyway, that 5% is in the tilt. The lean is any margin that is within 10. Likely is anything within 15. Now, the reason why I've done that is because I want to show more of a gradient with the map, but I also want to show which states are generally agreed upon as uh, comp- not even that. It's really difficult for me to put it in the correct way, but I kind of want to show a little bit more of what's interesting to talk about. For example, South Carolina. A lot of people don't really think that's. Most people just assume it's 100% safe, but 20 years ago we were saying the same thing about Georgia. And the same things about North Carolina, and the same things about Arizona, and even the similar thing about Texas. Actually, we were 100% saying Texas was safe Republican, but Democrats have always been putting resources into Texas, trying to flip it back, which, okay, maybe one of the reasons why they're becoming competitive nowadays. But yeah, so just a little heads up for nearing the future. What's that? Okay. We're going to be talking about on Wednesday. I'm going to do my swing state analysis. If I remember correctly, we covered Georgia last week. So the next one alphabetically, I believe, would be Iowa. Yeah, it would be Iowa. So we're going to be talking about Iowa next on Wednesday, and on Friday I may be talking about how campaigns should be run, because I've done a little bit of looking in various places to try and figure out how campaigns should be run, how campaigns are run, and the types of things you need to do in order to be successful when you campaign. Based off of various presidential campaigns that have been analyzed to death, as well as certain practices in campaigning, not tactics, but campaign activities that work at the local level and throughout. Because there are people who maybe are thinking about getting into office and they don't know where to begin. And, I've thought about it and I've done a little bit of work in some campaigns, so I figure why not give what knowledge I do have and what I've learned from history, because there are some campaigns that have made news in the past. For example, the William Jennings Bryan campaign. I know that's ancient, but it basically set the groundwork for a major tool that campaigns these days, especially presidential ones, use to death, which is getting a record of as many people as possible, their positions, and whether or not they tend to vote one way or another. And I'll talk about the evolution of that major cornerstone for campaigning that was started in 1896 and is still a major part today. Just the format has changed. Rather than, tiny little postcards, we're talking about massive databases. So that's kind of what I'm thinking about doing, and I'll refine the topic a little bit more. But anyway, I want to thank everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you next time. Take it easy. Have a nice day. And bye.